welcome back to yet another garbage outdoor makeover. So I have just been really overwhelmed with this space in my backyard, and honestly I've just been ignoring it for such a long time. So I think it's finally time to just really tackle this covered outdoor patio space and give it some purpose. It's honestly a cute little breezeway in theory, and last June I tried to give it a little makeover by bringing in a little table and some stools, a little barbecue, a mini fridge, and creating my own little gardening station so that I could really get into gardening and also host a couple summer barbecues. But over time it's just devolved into this ugly dumping ground of outdoor stuff. And honestly I've just been a little bit stumped, but I do know that this space has potential, so I'm finally just gonna get started on making it over for real. And I think after bringing in some structure and organization, it's really going to be fun and functional for the summer months ahead. So let's get started and let me show you what I'm working with. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you around this little breezeway and show you all of the main issues and just tell you why it's not working. And then we're gonna try to come up with some solutions to make this space work for me. So we've got this shoe rack here, which is kind of necessary considering our shoes do get dirty when we're out gardening. But you can see that this shoe rack is just disintegrating. It's not working for us and it doesn't even fit. And then we've got this thing here that I had last year. So it's like 2 sawhorses and a piece of wood that we found on the property. And I've been using it as like barbecue prep or as a potting station, as you can see. But it's not really big, it's quite narrow, and I really could use something that's better for like waist height because this is kind of low for me, so it hurts my back to do like seed starting and stuff. And then I've also got this big bench here that's from IKEA. It really doesn't protect anything on the inside from the weather. And then I've also just got like random tools that end up just anywhere depending on where I've used them last. I've also got this table that I painted, and I like this a lot, but we just rarely use it because it's always dirty and covered with all of my fertilizer bags and whatever else out here. And then we've got this little table from IKEA that is just ugly. It was something we picked up at a garage sale for a couple dollars, and it's not serving us in any way. And again, it's just holding more of my garden stuff because I don't really have anywhere to put it. We've got our barbecue here that needs to be cleaned and the cover added back on. And I would ideally like to have more barbecue space here. This little tray thing is so short, and we actually took this one off on this side so that we could have room for the mini fridge. So I really don't have any barbecue prep space like at all. And then this is like RIP, what has become of the bar cart that I flipped about almost 2 years ago now. It's just been weathered, and as you can see, it was made out of like an MDF material. So this whole thing like came off and it's completely like uneven, and I just need to throw this away at this point. It really did serve me, but not anymore. I also would love somewhere to put my apron and maybe some of all of these like bamboo sticks and maybe like a little board or hooks or something to put all of my little tools for gardening and my gloves. So as you can see, there's just really no storage here to put anything. So I've been looking for outdoor storage furniture on Facebook Marketplace, and I really have not found anything. So I think I'm gonna go check out IKEA and see if they have anything either just in their outdoor section or hopefully in the as-is area, so it's a little bit cheaper, especially since it might get ruined being outdoors. So let's go check it out and see what I can find. Just looking at this, and I thought this might be a good solution for maybe hanging some of my tools. I have this in the breakfast nook, and it probably would be pretty weatherproof considering it's stainless steel. I also think this could like add some of those like outdoor kitchen vibes. So I don't know, maybe these are some options to consider. So here's this outdoor table thing connected to the barbecue, but there's no doors on it. So this is kind of helpful too. And then it looks like it fits a lot of bins. I like this thing though, where you could like hang pots and things like that and give some like verticality like up the wall. I have these at my apartment, and they're pretty cheap and not too bad, and obviously very weatherproof, but they're kind of unstable with like heavy stuff. But for $20 you could do like a row of them, you know. This could also be a nice potting table. It's just like basic plywood, it seems, and then metal. And then maybe you could attach some kind of like pegboard to the back or something. Okay, this garage stuff is actually pretty good. These drawers would be amazing. It's kind of an aggressive design though, like just all black industrial. I don't know if it's exactly what I'm going for. But we found some really great things, which I was actually very surprised about. We did find a really cool thing in As Is. It's one of these big kitchen islands, and it was on sale for only like $120 because it was an old floor model, and it's really beat up, so that's pretty much perfect for what I'm doing. And I think it could be a great potting table, but I really wasn't planning on getting it, so I'm not sure how it fits into the overall look and design. So I will catch up with you guys when I get back home. Okay, so I'm back home under the breezeway. I thought I wouldn't find anything and I was just gonna find some stuff to put on my mood board and kind of plan for this area. But when you see something in the as is section, you have to take it because otherwise someone else is gonna take it. So I scheduled the delivery for tomorrow morning because I think I need the rest of the day to just clear out this space and also like clear out my mind and my mood board and figure out where things are gonna go in here because as I said, I didn't plan on getting this table at all. So let's do that. Let's get started on cleaning out this space. Now that the majority of this is empty, I'm not going to take out some of the bigger stuff. I'm going to use my favorite outdoor tool, which is this electric blower. Using a blower is so much better than sweeping, and the electric one isn't as loud as like those gas-powered ones, so I love that. As you can see, the floor is like really bad and crumbling and very uneven. And I wish that I could re-pour concrete or put some decking out here, but I did some research. It's gonna cost a lot of money and it just doesn't seem like worth the investment as a renter. But yeah, at least this space is cleared out. But before we go any further, I really want to show you guys my inspiration for this space and also kind of dive into the mood board really quickly, as well as just organize all of my thoughts and include some of the things that I picked up from IKEA. It's really just important to kind of keep all this stuff in one place. And I feel like Milanote is the best tool for that. So thank you so much to Milanote for sponsoring today's video. I love using Milanote. I've been using it for years because it's a really great project management tool that allows you to be flexible and organized, especially when you're doing big creative projects like this. It really helps me stay on track for makeover projects specifically because it's like a hub for all of my ideas and information all in one spot. I've got columns for my inspiration photos, and then for notes and details like measurements. Everything I need is here on this main page for this dedicated project. Milanote also makes it really easy to collaborate with other people like a roommate or a spouse, especially when you're working on a house project. You want everyone to stay on the same page, so you can invite someone to your board and leave comments or questions and just stay up to date as the project progresses. One aspect of Milanote that I absolutely love and use all the time is the ability to save product photos directly to the project that I'm working on. I also really love using their color swatch tool because I can really start to see how things are coming together because Milanote will automatically pull colors from my mood board and give me actual color swatch suggestions. And if you're not sure where to begin, Milanote offers over 100 built-in templates for you to get started on any type of creative work. Finally, the best part about Milanote is that it's available for free with absolutely no time limit. So sign up for a free Milanote account with the link in the description below. So I'm just gonna add in some of the items that I picked up from IKEA just as a little haul for you guys, but also for me so I can kind of see how this space is gonna end up looking. I also picked up 2 of these little grill scar tables, one with doors and one without. I think this is really gonna help with our barbecue / eating and entertaining area while also providing some of that storage that I so desperately need. I also think I might want to DIY my own pegboard like in some of these photos and maybe just add it to the back of that kitchen island table, and then it can be like a full little potting table setup that looks really custom. I think this covered patio area will end up having like an industrial kitchen meets Mediterranean vibes, which is kind of interesting. It might end up really matching like the rest of the yard and the patio, so hopefully that's the goal, is to make this space feel cohesive with the rest of this area. Okay, so I'm gonna follow up with you tomorrow when we get that table delivered and we'll build out the IKEA furniture and we'll go from there. Okay, it's the next day and they're just arriving from IKEA with that kitchen island table. So they're gonna drop it off in the driveway and then we're gonna bring it in here and see what it looks like. Okay, so I think this is looking pretty good here. I think I can put all of like my fertilizers and some potting stuff down here. I'm not sure what I can put back here, but I think maybe some soil or the trash can. And I think it's a good size, and I like that it's black because it matches all this. I got all these boxes at IKEA for like $1 each. I got 8 of them. I don't know if they'll all fit in here, but the idea is to put all the fertilizer bags in here or any other kind of gardening liquid or anything like that, so that it's just hidden away and it's also preserving it as well. So hopefully they all fit. They're pretty compact and they're made out of plastic, so they should be pretty weatherproof. So I think that looks pretty great. I don't know what's in there. I'll have to label those at a later stage. And then I can fit some of my other stuff in these other little drawer containers. I picked up these 2 in the as-is section for $15 each. They're usually $30 each. And I think I just want to put in like tags and twine, and then like maybe some like shears or like my little notepad in here. And then I can have these at the very end of the table there so that I can easily grab them when I'm doing my potting. But I will address that a little bit later. Now that some of that stuff is put away, which is great, I want to start building all of this IKEA furniture that I picked up to see if it looks good with this barbecue area. So this is the full table without the doors on it, and I saw in here that if I wanted to connect both, you can actually just screw them together so they become one solid unit. I think I want to separate them with like the barbecue in the middle, but for now I'm just going to build the other one and then I'll catch up with you once we're done. I took off the other little wing over here and I put it really close to the table. So I think I like this. It looks really good. And I want to put the cabinet doors, I think, on this one. And then we'll put the other open shelving one here maybe. I don't know. We'll have to play around with it. And then I'll have to just move the refrigerator over this way or this way. Okay, so this took us like probably 2.5 hours put together, which is frustrating, and I even cut my finger while doing it, but it is what it is. It's done. I mean, it's pretty simple design. It's just like not entirely easy with these little tabs, but I do like the look, and I'm wondering if it's just excessive to have 2 of them. I'm not sure I'm kind of liking it because you can tell that this is all not connected. So now I'm wondering if these 2 should just be connected, and then the refrigerator, the barbecue, and then the 2 tables. So now I've got these 2 tables that I can level and connect together. It's helpful to have like the countertop space and then be able to grill here. I'm still not really feeling like this looks good. I think the main issue here is that when I have all these tables on this wall, it just feels like a lot of tables in a row. And then I was planning on doing something over here, but then you're just kind of like walking down this long hallway. And I'm wondering, what if I kind of create this little kitchen setup where maybe I pull this out, put the refrigerator back here so it's like an L, and then have some kind of like table situation here. Having little sectioned off areas is probably a little bit more interesting and maybe makes better use of the space. Maybe after all of this, the barbecue should actually move to this side, and then because this is the garden area, maybe this is where the potting table should be, and then maybe I can like hang my tools here or something like that. So I think we're just gonna like switch it around and I'll show you what it looks like. I really do kind of like this. It's definitely not finished. I need to figure out something here, but I think this is kind of giving this whole area a brand new purpose. And if this could be like an outdoor kitchen, like a renter-friendly outdoor kitchen, like how cool is that? Obviously, this is not a built-in kitchen, okay? But we're getting pretty close to something like that. These little feet, you can like screw them to make it level. So this thing is level and it's even with this. And then over here, we have this like perfect little square where we can still open the refrigerator and it's super easy. I also think that maybe I could build something right here to kind of connect these two countertops as a little corner piece, and it just sits over the fridge, maybe with 4 legs or something, or maybe it's attached to the wall. I don't know, but that could kind of like complete the L and make this look like a full-on countertop. And then I remembered that I had this table. I was gonna throw it away or donate it, but the size of it looked like it was going to fit in this corner here. And after measuring it, it was the exact same size of this little gap. So I just unscrewed the legs and tried to think about how I could make this sit up on the same level as the countertop. This was the base of the table, and I was playing around with it and basically just decided to break off a piece because I think these little like rivets here are not meant to be removed. And so I think I have like a little saw where I can cut it off. But what I was thinking is that I could use this little piece here on top of another piece that I took off of the frame. And see, I still have to cut that screw off, but once I cut it off, I could kind of create like a stand here, and then this would sit on top of it like that, and then we would have like this little extension and the fridge would be hidden. This other piece of wood is also from the base of the table, and I'm just using the screws that I took out earlier and using it to connect them both, and now it's like this little stand. I think this looks so cool. It kind of completes this little L-shaped countertop, and it was all for free, so that's a win. Okay, you guys, it has been a long day. We've been at it for a couple hours, probably 5 or more, and I'm a little bit tired, so I'm gonna have to follow up with you on another day, whether it's tomorrow or whenever. I'll check in with you in a few moments. Okay, you guys, it's a new day, so I do want to bring in a table and chairs here. I brought in my little blue table last night, but I just realized it's going to be way too big. So I brought up the little bistro table that was underneath the loquat tree, and it fits perfectly, and I love how it kind of fits the vibe over here. It's really cute, and it's bringing in some color. And now we have like 2 separate areas for gardening and dining and cooking, and then our patio is for hanging out, and I think everything is shaping up. But before I start making this place looking a little bit nicer and adding in all the little fun design details, there's still some more organization and structural items that I really want to bring in here to just make sure that I'm set for the future. First, we've got this little area above this table and the barbecue here. I put up some painter's tape last night to see what shelves might look like, and I measured this tape to be the same exact size as these shelves that I DIY'd years ago. You've probably seen pictures of them. I think they would be great here, and it would be so good to have like paper towels and my watering can and my harvest basket on display. And I think I just need to use a masonry bit to drill into this like cement wall that's connected to the garage. It shouldn't be too difficult considering there's tons of screws in this wall already from previous tenants, but we'll see how it goes, so let's get started. I don't know this is the final iteration of these shelves, but this looks so cute, and this does not impede in any way, and it's also in alignment with this. I really like this. I think it looks great. Okay, so now that we've got that sorted out, over here, I want to add my own little DIY pegboard to the back of this little table. So I picked up this piece of wood from the hardware store for I think only $12, and it's about 1 inch thick, and I want to put some holes in here to put some pegs and then hang all of my tools. And I think I can attach it to the back of here using these 2 2x6s that are from our old potato bed. And then I think I'm going to paint it the same color that I'll paint this. And I think I decided that this is going to be this like rust color, so I can bring this color over to this side of the breezeway. And I think it'll really match nicely because I don't want a huge big black box up here. But before we even get into painting, I want to make sure that I can get the structure right. So let's get into it. So here's where I'm gonna put those little box drawers from IKEA. This little area is where this 2x6 is, and this little area is where this 2x6 is. And so this is kind of the live zone where the pegs will live. So I just need to figure out how many to put across and down, and then we can just start drilling. So I just finished this and I think it took a little over maybe 2.5 hours or something to figure out where all the holes should go, to make sure that it was symmetrical, and to just drill everything through. It wasn't difficult, it just took a while. I do like how it's bringing a lot of verticality like up the wall. It takes up a lot of space, feels like it's anchoring this area a lot more. I just need to sand this down, prime it, and paint it, and then we can really get a vision for how it's looking, and we'll go from there. But before we get to that, I wanted to set up this shoe rack that I ordered from Walmart. It took a while to get here, and it definitely looked more orange online, but I thought it would be a great storage piece. So I removed the bench here. It didn't really have anything super important in it. So I put the shoe rack here, and I do like it actually a lot. I just don't like that the color is kind of a chocolatey red versus this is more of the orangey kind of teak brown. I'm second guessing my colors here now. So I have a few more organizational things I want to incorporate in here. So I'll catch up with you in just a moment. All right, you guys, it's a new day and it's definitely spring. It's so much colder than it was when I was last out here, so hopefully it doesn't rain. I have a bunch to get done today. Like, let me show you one thing that I picked up on Facebook Marketplace and another that I got from IKEA. So I found these two boxes on Facebook Marketplace for $20 and they're actually from IKEA. So I went back to IKEA and I picked up this little planter box that I think is new. So this is gonna be perfect for like cups or plates or barbecue tools, whatever it is. And then ever since we sorted out this area being kind of like the kitchen zone, I felt like I really do want to add a rug in here. So I looked everywhere and I finally found one at Home Depot of all places. Okay, this is crazy. They put a sticker on here and I like cannot get it off, so I'll have to deal with that later. So ignore that, but I really love this a lot. I think it's really adding a lot to this area. It's totally sectioning it off. I even think the blue and the yellow looks really great with this, and I love that this is more of a cream color instead of white. Plus, I feel like it's also matching the rug in the patio area as it also has a green stripe. I picked up these little seat covers as well as these cute little pillows from Target. They were like $3 in their little $5 and under section, and I thought these might be kind of cute on the chair just to add some more color and texture. I think this is so cute. I love it. It's so Mediterranean. So now that this area right here is actually clear and I just have the shoe rack, I actually have some space where I can start hanging my tools. So I found this little tool organizer with these clips that I thought I could just put right here to store my rake and shovel and broom and things like that, so they're easy to access. Things like this, I'm just adding like a little garden wire to hang it from the hook, but I think this is great. I still need to put some more stuff here. I don't want to overcrowd it. It's just stuff that I need immediately. And then I think the last structural thing I want to do is incorporate some hooks on this wall so I can hang my apron or my hats or other things that need to be hung up because they can't be stored away. I also picked up these bracket covers when I made this shelf originally, and I don't know if I want to keep them white, but covering them up for now looks a lot better. And I didn't forget that I need to label these boxes on the potting table, so I found these adhesive ones that I saw Alexandra Gator use one time. I thought this would be great because I can always change out the card depending on what I end up putting in the box, so nothing is really permanent. So I just grabbed some 3x5 note cards, cut a little square that would fit inside the sleeve, and then use that as a key to cut 6 more. And then I have this fun little label maker and just created some labels that make sense for me. So I really do want to paint this because the natural plywood of it all is just kind of like messy. I do really like the idea of bringing the rust color over here, and I think this is going to be a great way to do it. I'm using the same exterior furniture paint that has primer in it that I did on my blue bench on the patio. It's really held up over time, and I found a rust color that matched pretty closely to the breezeway poles. And I put this on and I first thought, oh my god, this is so peachy, this is not going to look good, but we just need to let it dry. Okay, Okay, so today's the final day and I let the pegboard dry last night, as well as the little centerpiece that's supposed to go on my little faux island. Except I'm not really loving the color. It kind of feels like it stands out too much against all that black and chrome. So I think I'm just gonna paint it a flat black color because I think that's gonna help it blend in and feel more like a built-in piece. And then I have a few more things that I wanna complete today, but then we should be absolutely done. And today I'll be able to show you exactly what it looks like. It's coming together and I love it so much. So let's get back into it. This is looking just so much better. It really fits into this space. So I took some time and sanded down all of those pegs, and then I wanted to stain them a wood color to just kind of match the countertop of the potting table, as I think that paint won't be that durable if I want to move the pegs around a lot. So I just kind of made a blend of some special walnut, provincial, and Sedona red to try to match the color, and I think they turned out really well. I'm really liking the stained pegs with the rust paint, and I think it's really bringing over that color from the other side of the breezeway, so this looks great. And I think I should definitely have enough to fit all of my tools up here, and I finally have a place now to put my big shears, which usually just ended up on the ground, honestly. And then I think painting these IKEA drawers the same color as the pegboard will just kind of make it feel like more of a built-in moment. And I think eventually I'll have to figure out some kind of like labeling system, as I don't want to do the same one as I did on the black boxes. While those IKEA boxes dry, I wanted to go inside and melt down this citronella candle I got from Lowe's. I thought it would be cute to have a more attractive looking citronella candle out when we're doing like barbecuing. And sometimes I hold on to old candle vessels, and this one I think would be perfect. It's kind of a greenish stone material. So I'm just gonna use the same wick that came with the citronella candle, and I'm using a funnel to just put it in there. I don't use any of this stuff for like cooking, so I actually have some stuff set aside for candle making and garage stuff. I just wanted to bring over some of the blue that's on that table that we have in the kitchen area, and I found this little pot in my stack of pots, and I'm gonna put some water in here and just use this for like, you know, propagation. So right now I have 2 tomato cuttings that I'm trying to grow into new plants. And I picked up this lamp at an estate sale recently for $10, and I thought this would be really cute to add to the table, especially if I need extra lighting. I'm starting to actually really like this shoe stand. I think it's super helpful, and so I'm just gonna store some extra pots on here, some of my bottled fertilizers, some little odds and ends that I might need, as well as the shoes. I also picked this little bouquet of wildflowers from our yard, and I think this looks so pretty and so spring. Okay, I think I'm finally done with this covered patio. So before I reveal the space to you, let's just take a moment to remember what this space used to look like and how chaotic it was. I'm kind of in shock with how incredible it turned out. Because as I mentioned, I truly was stumped with this space in the beginning. But once I really dove into the mood board and I brought in those big pieces of IKEA furniture, everything just started to really click into place. And seriously, this transformation has completely exceeded my expectations. It feels like this area was always meant to be set up this way, and I'm kind of bummed we went so long without it. Even though this makeover did take quite a while due to budget and weather and just life stuff, it was well worth the wait and just in time for the warmer summer months. I'm so excited to use this space. I'm also so curious to hear your thoughts thoughts on this transformation, so let me know in the comments below. And definitely subscribe and like this video if you did, as it really does help support the channel. Also, go follow me on Instagram. I just created a brand new account. It's at Living with LK, and that's where I'm gonna be posting some more behind the scenes content and some like short form content. But if you wanna check out some more outdoor content, I will link my outdoor playlist where you can see how I turned my Dust Bowl backyard into a renter-friendly homestead, as well as how I transformed my outdoor patio. And maybe you can let me know in the comments if you think all of it feels like a cohesive space. Other than that, I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.